You have watched tutorials more than once, and you still froze when you opened the tool. So here's what I want to say before anything else. The problem is not that you haven't been learning enough. The problem is that you are learning the wrong thing first. Because more information is not the answer. A better introduction is. I am someone who researches before I act. And even I had to learn that when it comes to AI, the first move is not more research. It is context. But first, let me tell you why those tutorials aren't working. Hi, I'm Nika and I have spent 18 years in the oil and gas engineering industry, working with systems, processes, and safety critical decisions. And even I had to learn that with AI, more research is not the answer. Context is. And this video is about that, specifically a 7-question self-introduction that will change your AI conversation from this point moving forward. Every AI tutorial teaches you what to ask, but none of them teaches you who to become when you ask it. And that gap, that missing piece, is why the answers that keeps coming back feels like they were written for someone else. Technically fine, but practically useless. So here's what's actually happening when you're opening Claude or ChatGPT with no context, no background, no framing, not giving it any sense of who you are. The tool has only one option, and that option is to give you an average answer. The answer that it will give everyone else. The answer is typically not wrong, but it's just not yours. AI is not giving you an average answer because you are an average person. AI is giving you an average answer because you gave it average context. That is a problem. And the good thing is that is entirely fixable. When something isn't working, the instinct is to learn more about it, to watch another video, to find a better framework, to look for a prompt or a method of prompting that would make it click. And I understand this instinct because I lived it. In engineering, when a system doesn't work, what we do is you study hard. You find variables that you might have missed. You refine it until it works. But AI is not a system to study from the outside. It is a conversation in which you are inside of. And the variable that you keep missing is not found anywhere else because that variable is you. Every tutorial or course that you watch instead of starting is not preparation. It is avoidance that is dressed in discipline. I have nothing against AI tutorials, but the thing is, more AI tutorials will not help if every tutorial or every video becomes a reason for you not to start. The blank screen, or even if you have typed something on it, is not a knowledge problem, it is a relationship problem. And you cannot solve a relationship problem with more research. So here's the thing about the people who are watching this. You are not a beginner. Not in life, not in work, not in a kind of judgment that actually matters. You have spent years, maybe decades, building expertise, making decisions under pressure, reading rooms, and solving problems that did not come with instructions. That is not nothing. That is everything. But the mistake that most are doing is that walking into a conversation with AI and leaving all of those things outside the door, trying to sound neutral, trying to ask the right questions, performing for a tool that does not care about performance. It cares about the truth. You do not need to become a prompt engineer before AI becomes useful for you. You just need to stop hiding all the experiences that you already have. The answer AI need is already in you. You just need to hand it out. I live in Japan, and there is a concept here that I keep coming back to when I hear about people struggling with AI. Jikoshoukai. Self-introduction, but not the way we do it in English. A quick name and title and you move on. In Japan, Jikoshoukai is a ritual. It is how relationships are opened. It tells the other person who you are, where you are coming from, and what you carry. It is not just for formality's sake. It is the foundation that everything else is built on. And skip it, I did when I was new here because I didn't know about it and I didn't understand. The relationship never quite settles. There's always like a small friction, a gap. The conversation is happening slightly off center. And that is exactly the experience that most people have with AI. It's not because the tool is bad. It's because the relationship was never properly opened. So instead of asking, what should I prompt? Ask a different kind of question. Have I introduced myself? Jikoshoukai ni AI. Your introduction to AI. Before you ask it anything, tell it who is it talking to. And the AI brief is how you do that introduction. It is not a prompt template. It is not a form that you fill out once and then you file away. It is a short piece of writing, a paragraph or two, in your own words that tells AI who you are, what you are working towards, and how you want it to work with you. You write it once, you save it, and you paste it on top of every new conversation you have with AI. And from that point, the blank screen is no longer blank. You walked in with context. AI walks in knowing who it is talking to. The goal is not to write a perfect prompt. The goal is to stop entering any AI conversation as a stranger. So what actually goes into the AI brief? There are 7 questions, and I'm going to walk you through each one of them, not as a checklist, but as a conversation worth having with yourself. Question number 1, who are you really? Not the title or your email signature, your actual context. Who you are, where are you in your life right now? What kind of work fills in your day? What are you carrying that an average person asking AI the same question does not? A sentence that sounds like you and not a resume line changes every answer that you get. That's why give AI the real version. Question number 2. What do you actually want? Not what you think AI can do, not what the tutorial said was possible. What are you genuinely trying to figure out, to try, to change, or to build, or decide? Because what most people do is they ask AI to do things without even telling it where they are going. That is like asking for directions without naming your destination. Give it a destination. Question number 3, what you know and what you don't know. Where are you experienced? Where are you genuinely uncertain? What should AI not assume? I made this mistake early. Almost 2 decades of technical work, and I didn't say that. I got entry-level answers for senior-level problems. Not because the tool failed, but because I didn't tell it who is it talking to. Honesty here is not weakness. It is efficiency. Question number 4, how do you think? Do you think in stories or in systems? Examples before principles or principles before examples? Short answer or the full picture? Bullet points or prose? Gut feeling or data? None of these are better or worse. They are just different. And once you know the shape of your thinking, it stops working against it and works alongside it. Question number 5. What are your constraints? Time, energy, tools, budget, attention, the real practical edges of your day. Because the most useful AI is not the most impressive one. It is the one that fits inside your actual life. So tell it your constraint honestly. It will respect them. Leave them out. It will give you something beautiful but completely unusable. Question number 6. What has AI already been for you? What worked? What felt hollow? What made you close a tab and not come back for a week? Your history with AI is not an irrelevant backstory. It is data. Hand it over. Tell AI what to avoid repeating before it repeats it. Question number 7, very important. What AI should never do. No hollow encouragement. No, certainly. No bullet points unless you ask for them. Push back when you are being vague. Ask before assuming. Say it plainly, even if it's uncomfortable. You are allowed to have preferences about how the tool talks to you, and that is not being difficult. That is building a collaborator instead of tolerating a default. If you want to write your AI brief right now, I have put together all these 7 questions inside a free resource. There's no email required. Just the questions, a space for your answer, and a format that you can paste directly to Claude or ChatGPT or any other AI tool. Don't overthink it. Write in your own words. Save it somewhere you can find it. That's the whole system. Link in the description. So here's an example of what a finished AI brief could sound like. It's not a template. It is a model for how human this is supposed to be. I'm a professional in my 40s with close to 2 decades in a technical field. I think in systems, but I need examples before the system makes sense to me. I want AI to help me work more clearly, not do the work for me. I don't have unlimited time, so I need answers I can actually use, not comprehensive ones. When I am being vague, push back. When I haven't given you enough context, ask. Don't assume that you know my situation if I haven't described it. And please, no bullet points unless I ask. Your AI brief does not need to sound impressive. It only needs to sound true. So you're not mad at AI. You have just been starting the conversation at the wrong place. Jumping to the question before you have even done the introduction. Asking the tool to help you before even telling it who you are. And that changes the day. 7 questions, 1 honest paragraph pasted at top of every new conversation that you will have with AI. That is your AI brief. And once you have it, the blank screen stops being a wall. It becomes an opening. In Japan, every meaningful relationship begins the same way. Jikoshoukai ni AI. Your self-introduction with AI. Itomo ni naro. Let's become good friends. AI doesn't remember you. Every new conversation, you are a stranger again. All the context that you have built, gone. Unless you build something that carries it forward. And that is what the next video is all about. I'll show you exactly how to do that.